nothing like recording the intro and then realizing that you didn't have the mic turned on. It's great. So let's rewind this. What you see on the table in front of you is my KingSong S22. I'm finally going to be doing some modifications to it. First modification is we are going to be installing the CNC based sliders that were sent to me by EWheel. There'll be a link in the description below. They sent this to me for evaluation. This is supposed to greatly enhance the feel and reaction of the suspension. This is supposed to be a major improvement. One of the issues with the stock slider configuration in the S22 is it has a tendency to bind up and stick over time as it gets dirty from trail riding, requiring routine and frequent maintenance to clean out the tracks, re-lubricate the tracks, and yeah, I think it kind of sucks. But the other important upgrade I'm going to be doing is installing this, the Michelin, was it the Street Pilot 2? I'm sorry, Pilot Street 2 tire. I figure since I do 99% road riding, hard surface riding, this tire has been used by other people on the S22 with positive results. I'm going to put the tire on it as well while I have it apart. I figure that's the time to do both things. So in order to do this, I've reviewed the installation video that comes with EWheel for the CNC sliders, and I also looked at the excellent tire/motor disassembly video that EWheel has out there, and I'm going to be doing kind of a combination of the two. Like if I was just following the instructions from EWheels, it wouldn't be sufficient to change the tire. So I'll be doing both. This is going to be like a high level video. I'm not giving you step-by-step A, B, C, D, because like I said, there's videos out there that already do that. They probably do a better job than I would anyways. So it'll be sort of a summary with like almost like an episodic, is that the right word? Like an episodic overview of the process and any troubles that I run into along the way. We shall see. I've been trying to psych myself up for this for a little while. These kind of projects, I know there's going to be some frustration involved, some annoyance involved. So usually it takes me I have to be in the right frame of mind to do this. So I'm hoping I am. So we'll see. So let's get going. We're going to start disassembling the S22. Test. Yeah, you hear me now. Yeah. Okay, so I just ran out to the shed and grabbed my old 20-plus-year-old workmate, thinking that it might be helpful for some of the maneuvers that I have to do here. So we shall see. I'm sure many of you know how to get the control board out, so I'll get back to you when I have it out. One thing I will tell you, and from my experience on working on electric unicycles, or really anything, I mean, if car repairs, anything, at least for someone like me, organization is important. So I try to keep parts in their associated fasteners together, if at all possible. So that will be my strategy here. I have the motherboard up. I just disconnected the battery and the hall sensor wires. Well, almost all of them. There we go. Oh wait, I got one more over here. I thought I had them all disconnected. I did not. Lots and lots of thermal paste here. So either keep a paper towel around or keep your hands away from it. It's just tons of it here and here. So once you have the battery disconnected, you want to hold down the power button to drain the capacitors completely. There we go. Took a little bit longer than I thought. Next, I need to remove these 4 motor wire covers, screws, and disconnect the motor. Okay, the motor wires are now exposed. You want to make sure that you know the order that they were connected. I'm going to take a picture, even though I could just review the video, but in my case, it's blue, green, yellow, going from the tail light down. So remove these wires here. Thicker gauge motor wires come out. And then there's just one smaller wire, or wire connector, that I would like to use a small screwdriver on to pop a connector, because I don't think I can get my hand on it. Let's see if we can do it this way. This is actually a file. Okay, there we go. Control board is removed. Okay, moving on. All right, next let me zoom. Let's zoom in there, bad boy. I'm removing these 3 bolts on each side. And again, this is working off the EWheels video. On the video from my EWheels, all you have to do is remove the bolts up top here. If you're just doing the CNC sliders, all you have to do is remove these up here. So, like I said, I'm gonna be doing a little bit more work since I'm changing the tire, but that's okay. These are very handy for working on electric unicycles, by the way. All right, so I'm gonna get these off on both sides and we will continue. Okay, so next up, and again, this is based off the EWheels video. You have to remove these little, they call them dog bones. This little piece right here. So you have, it's a 5mm Allen wrench, but you have to be able to get behind it to hold the other side as well. So you kind of want to compress the wheel so you can connect to it through, you can get to the other side through the opening in the motor. I'll let you know how easy or difficult it is. I've got one of these out. There's like a little bearing that's in the middle. When you take it apart, keep that in mind and don't lose it. Put it back. Or it's like a little bearing spacer, I should say. There is a bearing in the middle here that stayed intact. But there's like a little bearing spacer on top of it. It's a little awkward getting these out. I mean, it's not hard. It's kind of awkward. But again, you're going to want Allen keys that are long. Make your life much easier. That's the little spacer I'm talking about. So this is my left one. Again, trying to be organized with your parts. Try to be organized. You'll thank yourself later. So the bolt part, the male part of this is on the outside. The female part is on the inside. So that's the way it's supposed to be, right? All right, so at this point, from what I understand, this should just slide apart. I should be able to slide the motor out of the rest of the wheel, in theory. Now this is a task that is probably easier with 1 or 2 individuals, but it's only me, myself, and I here, so. All right, and I might wind up having to do this on the floor. I probably should do it on the floor. Making sure that the motor wires, come out. Should just slide all the way out, and it did. Yay. Whoa, whoa, Nelly, whoa, Nelly. Stay there. I need to get that out of the way. Greasy. We don't want to get grease on my carpet, do we? All right, so let's lean that there. There's going to be a cleaning component involved here. All right, just taking a look at my stock S22 motor. Very little wear. I mean, I have less than 100 miles on my S22, so I mean, this has not been used much at all. Of course, we see the grease there. So one advantage of this is, in order to change the tire, this whole assembly comes off. So when it comes to putting the CNC brackets on, like part of their instructions is when you're tapping the bearings on, you have to like put something underneath here to support it so you're not bending this assembly. I think I'll be able to put this on a flat surface. I'll put the sliders on while this is off the wheel. So I think it should be a little easier in that regard. Getting all this grease cleaned up, I don't know, that might not be as easy, but we'll figure it out. So next thing I need to do is get these bad boys out. These are the ones that are so problematic. These are the ones that typically people heat up. I do have a heat gun. I don't want to strip out those screws, so I think I will hit them with some heat. Okay, this actually does seem to be working. I'm just basically heating each screw at the max heat setting for between 20 and 30 seconds, and that seems to be enough. I have a ratchet drive here, 4mm drive, and that seems to be enough to get it out. First 2 are out, I gotta get these 2 out. All right, so all 4 on this side are loose now. I was expecting that to be a real pain in the ass, but that wasn't bad at all. Okay, so while I'm on this side, I'm gonna take these sliders off a while as well. This is a 3mm. Now the kit from my EWheels includes replacement bolts that I guess are the right length for those rails. So I'll set these aside, keep them for a rainy day, but I should not be needing these to install the my EWheels CNC kit. They talk about cutting off the tab on the rubber slider, or the stopper or bumper, whatever the hell you want to call it. Taking this off and then cutting the tab and then reinserting it to act as like a dust cover. So I guess I can do that. There's just one little screw in the back holding this on, so I will do that as well. And I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. I think once I do that, well, I need to take the motor cable out here so this can come off. I'll slide the motor cable out, but then we'll be at the point where I can change the tire, and then we will work on the sliders. Motor cable is disconnected from the channel. Now spin out these bolts that connect to the actual motor itself. Interesting, because they used to say that these were red Loctite. These are blue. Because I remember the very original KS22s, they were like cemented in place. So now it's blue Loctite instead of red. So maybe that was one of the changes KingSong made when they put these wheels into production. Pretty good idea, since changing tires and tubes is a thing, and having your bolts cemented into place is not a good idea. So basically I will take these out, and then I just have to flip it over, heat up the other 4 screws, and then this whole assembly should come off with the mudguard attached, I guess. Yeah, but yeah, I'm going to worry about the tire first, and then we'll go on to the sliders. So far so good. No major hiccups yet. All right, all those screws are removed. Oh wait, shit. I want to take these sliders off here first. Hold on. Now I should be ready. This should all just slide right off, right? All right, as soon as you release it from there. Okay, here you go. One bare KingSong S22 motor. This will be great. I'll be in practice whenever I get a new motor for this thing too. Hopefully I don't need one, but if I do, it'll be a very similar process. Okay, so now we're gonna start conventional tire changing, which anyone that watches my channel knows this is one of my favorite things in the world to do, is change tires. I love it. It's great. But we'll see how it goes. The last tire change I did, let's see, what was the last one I did? Oh, on the EX20S. That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad at all. So hopefully that's the case again. We'll see. Well, I wish I could say that was easy. I had to fight like a son of a bitch to get this thing out. I don't know if it's just the sidewall's extra deep, extra thick. It was very difficult to get out. I'm using at least my tire skills, which are not fantastic, but I've done enough of them that I should be able to get a tire off. But this was difficult, as you can tell by my breathing. Difficult. Okay, so I need to make sure that I didn't put a hole in the frickin' tube. So I had to unfortunately use my metal tire irons, which I like to not use just because of the risk of puncturing a tube. So I want to make sure the tube's intact, and if it is, then we will be putting the Michelin on. So when I'm putting a tire back on, I try to not use tools at all, if at all possible. I just try to use my body weight and my hands to push it on. Sometimes I'm successful. Sometimes I'm not. I got it about 2/3 of the way on right now. Whew, good workout. Okay, this thing is on. Finally. I pray that I did not puncture the tube. This was the biggest struggle I've ever had with doing a tire on an EUC, man. I don't know what the deal is. It was, whew. I don't know that I heard other people say it was brutal, but man, oh man, I really, really struggled. There's freaking blood in the tire. I had my gloves on because I kept hurting myself, cutting myself, trying to get it on. Let's see if this thing holds air. I don't want to film it because I might cry if it doesn't. It's not holding air. Oh, this is why I have to be in the right frame of mind to do this shit. I gotta take it off. It's interesting, this tire actually says that it's a tubeless tire. I mean, a tubeless tire I guess can be used with a tube, but this is a tubeless tire. Alright, well I gotta take it off and look at the tube, but it's gonna stop our progress for today because I'm mentally fatigued and physically. Okay, here I am. Obviously I am done with the tire part of it for today because with a hole in the tube you can't really progress anymore in that. I was hoping I could just hop on Amazon and get another tube, but to find a 275/250-14 with an angled valve doesn't seem like Amazon stocks them. I hopped on a few EUC dealers sites and didn't see anyone that had any listed in stock except for EVs. So I actually placed an order for 2 inner tubes just because I'm very confident in my abilities. Placed an order for 2 of those inner tubes, but they won't show up for a while yet. But I didn't want to be a total loser, so I can put the rollers on the frame assembly or the slider assembly a while. So I might as well at least get something done correctly today. It's funny, I was so frustrated, man. I mean, I didn't film how much I was fighting with that freaking tire, and then to finally get it on and to have the tube have a puncture in it. Yeah, I might have cursed once or twice. So I sat down at my desk, did some emotional eating. I got some great Pop-Tarts and a glass of milk, and did some emotional eating. And now I'm ready to proceed. I'll go as far as I can with what I have. Can't give up, man, right? You can never give up. Okay, in the package from my EWheel, which is based out of Bulgaria, actually, I have some cool stickers. They'll be added to my helmet collection. I have the actual wheels and all of the new screws that you use with these, and then these should be the actual sliders themselves. So let me okay, I did read this in an email he got from me. They put a number on them, 1 and 2, and you want to make sure that you use the same number on the same side, so that both of the 1s should be on the one side, both of the 2 should be on the other side. It doesn't matter which side is which from what I understand, but you just want to make sure that you're using the same ones on the same side. All right, so I'm going to screw these in, and then we'll go about tapping on the actual wheels. Well, actually, no. Okay, no, I do have to screw them in first. Because what I'm thinking I can do is, since I don't have the tire on or the motor in, I can actually go like this to brace it when I'm tapping the wheels on, so there's no chance of bending the frame. So okay, let's have some success with something today. These are 3mm heads, which is what the factory screws are as well. I believe these are just shorter. Yeah, these are shorter than what you would use with the factory sliders. So I'm just going to get these all in. They're not snugged yet. I'm getting them in, and then I'm going to go back through and tighten them, just so you can get an idea of what I'm doing here. And just have it flush on the workmate. I have a 8mm socket that I'm lining up here. I also have a 7. I don't know if a 7 would work. 7 looks pretty good. Yeah. I think the 8 gives it a little bit more room though. So from what I saw in the instructions, you just want this you just want the center of the wheel to be just below the mounting post here. So I'm going with the 8. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, so I'm just going to be rinsing and repeating here. Okay, I have all the rollers installed, both sides. So now I need to clean the junk, the grease out of the body of the S22. I'm looking forward to that. I'm just stuffing paper towel in here and just trying to keep cleaning these channels till I pull it out and there's no grease on them anymore. I mean, in some ways I'm lucky because since I haven't ridden this a lot, you know, it could be a hell of a lot dirtier than this is. This is not dirty at all. Okay, I just did a test fit, made sure the sliders went into the channel as is, and they do. So really, I'm kind of at my stopping point at this point. I need to get the tire swap complete before I can start reassembling. So that's where we're at. Lots of, unfortunately, as I feared, there's lots of frustration today, but that which does not kill us makes it.